What's up everybody, it's Blandon here from iRefi Mortgages. Today I have Gary Lynn with me, very experienced property investor who built 14 properties in just 6 years, over $10 million of valuation at the moment, and he's got a lot of insights around properties. He's a property coach. You can check him out online and Google him, you'll find some articles about him. Today what Gary is going to share with us is why do property prices seem to always be going up? Is it a myth or is it the truth? I'll pass it on to Gary.
Thanks, Blandon. There's actually a lot of truth to that, but at the same time, property prices can reduce as well. But we'll just talk about, I think, just share the three fundamentals of what's driving property prices, or can be driving down property prices. So the first one is inflation.
I got you, Gary.
So the first thing is inflation. We all know, right? Money devalues in the bank, right? I think it's a pretty common knowledge. We don't really need to explain too much about that. But basically, money supply, the banks seems to be printing more and more of it. And as a consequence, imagine your hourly rate. Like for example, if you're a little bit older, you imagine what your starting salary or hourly rate was 20 years ago, or even 30 years ago, or maybe ask your parents if you're a bit younger. And compared to now, it's $16, something like that.
Yeah.
But obviously back then, in the old days, it's a lot lower.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like inflation, because the money is devaluing. So obviously push our prices up, including property. So that's the first one. Second one is population growth, because that fundamentally that drives supply and demand. And because of capitalism, economics, obviously more demand. If demand outstrips supply, then obviously prices go up. So for example, I read the article from Interest Auckland just this week. New Zealand population now is close to 4.9 million. I think it's like 4.886 or something like that. You can Google that. And it's increased the last 5 years, since 2013, 433,000 in population growth in the last 5 years. And then per year, that's about 91,000 a year in population growth. So part of the reason why we have a rockstar economy in New Zealand is probably because, well, we've got more people coming in, and obviously these 400 extra thousand people, they all want more coffees, they all have to eat, buy clothes, buy rent or buy houses, right? That's obviously drives up supply. Demand, sorry. Like when I came to immigrated in '96 to Auckland, 1996, Auckland population was about 900,000, and now it's about 1.6 million, or maybe even 1.7 now.
Wow.
Yeah. So over the last 20 odd years, 22 years, Auckland population is almost double now, right? So obviously, for example, Blandon lives in Remuera, great place, and imagine 96 to 900,000 potential buyers, but now 1.6 million potential buyers, right? Obviously, good real estate in good places, good locations will go up in value, provided that you've got constant and good population growth.
Nice.
Yeah. But the thing is that if you're thinking of investing outside of Auckland, especially in smaller town centers, and you need to really watch out for population changes. You don't want to buy into the so-called dying towns or the dead towns. You want to buy into a thriving economy, where it's got constant population growth and stuff like that. The third one is supply and demand. So supply and demand is, for example, demand is obviously population growth, that's a big one, and then supply is basically land supply, right? Especially in central Auckland. Majority of Auckland, where we're running out of room to build because we're surrounded by water. So and then Auckland Unity Plan allows that to happen, to build up and intensify. But the problem is there's always infrastructure challenges, a lot of red tape in council consents. So it's quite well known and publicized that we're not building enough houses. Yeah. That's why we have kiwi buildings and things like that.
Yeah. One of the key statistics that I looked at is the inflation. I mean, if I was to simplify it, the inflation line looks like this, and if you look at the house price index in New Zealand, traditionally it goes like this. So what happens is, this is the price of goods, this is the price of houses. And what we notice over time, over the last 50 years, is that there's a gap in between, and it perfectly aligns with what Gary is saying, that the supply of land is what is lack of. The inflation is always going to play catch up. The wages are never going to outrun the house price.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So for viewers that are interested in buying property, sitting on the fence right now, you need to think about the long-term kind of cost opportunities if you stay on the sidelines too long, and if for the ones that really want to get into property but haven't got the financial means yet, maybe you're young, maybe you just graduated from uni or starting your career, then you need to think about educating yourself, right? Increase your knowledge, because when you jump into property, you don't want to make mistakes. So it's very important that you need to know how to do it before you actually do it, right? Like driving a car.
No, definitely. Thanks for sharing the 3 key points with us, Gary. Number 1 is the inflation, so the price of goods and services always going up. The second one with population growth, looking at towns and cities where there are a lot of people moving into, and then the third one is also looking at the understanding the supply of housing and land, those kind of things. And if you guys need more content, just check out Gary's page as well. He's got some solid contents for investors, first-time buyers, some really solid strategies and tactics. Do check out his Facebook page, and yeah, thanks again.